AITA for calling the CPS instead of helping my husband with his baby? My life is shit right now. Here goes. My 25F husband, 28M, had an affair, knocked up the girl and now has a 1-year-old. The baby, Haley, is approximately 1 year old. This was huge shock to me, and I only found out when he brought the baby home because the child's mom died and the social workers contacted him. He told me that it was a mistake and he hadn't taken an active part in Haley's life except for paying support. He wanted to shield me from the truth. He told me that he couldn't abandon Haley, given that she just lost her mom. We have always wanted to adopt a baby instead of trying to have a biological baby, and he tried to convince me that we could do that with Haley. I told him to go to hell. I told him that I am going to divorce him. But the problem is that we are in a bit of a spot and neither of us can afford to move or file for divorce right now. So, I am now stuck with my to-be ex-husband and his affair baby in my home for the next few months. Yay me. He is convinced that I will forgive him and learn to love Haley. Despite me refusing to numerous times, he has now taken to leaving the baby alone at home in order to make me bond with Haley. I went with it the first few times because Haley would need to be fed, soothed, changed. However, it happened again recently and I called the cops instead of taking care of Haley, and now CPS is looking into Haley's situation. My to-be ex-husband is absolutely furious and yelled at me for refusing to act like a human being. I told him that it's his baby and his responsibility. The next time he leaves the baby alone without informing me, I would leave the house immediately and then call CPS. AITA for refusing to take care of a baby? NTA, your soon-to-be ex is trying to manipulate you, and you are refusing to allow it. Good for you. He is trying to force you into a situation you have clearly stated you do not want to be part of. If he really believed you would change your mind, he would be patient and let that happen, not try to force it. He needs to put his baby first, and not use her as a tool to try to control other people. He put himself into his current position and now needs to deal with the consequences. You have ensured his child is safe when he leaves her alone with you, without informing you. If I read that correctly, he has put her in danger just by doing that. I hope he starts to prioritize the baby and ensure he is giving her the love she needs, rather than using her as a tool for emotional manipulation of others. Best of luck to you, NTA, but your life is going to get even harder. Can you look for even a room to move into? NTA, I can't believe I need to say this, but no one should leave a baby somewhere without making sure it's being taken care of. Also, I don't think you can just bond with a baby. NTA, for calling CPS. YWBTA if you left the baby alone to call CPS. I full recognize it's a shit situation, but you can leave a baby alone. A lot can go wrong quickly. No offer calling CPS, but please don't leave the baby alone. Stay with her until CPS gets there. NTA, he cheated and now he's expecting. No demanding that you let it go in order to care for his affair baby. There is no soften your heart to the situation. Calling CPS was a good move. Hopefully they can locate and place the child with capable family members. You did not consent to this situation. He's tough. Social worker equals CPS, right? Aren't they already involved? Get STD tested right now. NTA. NTA, your ex-husband cheated on you and is now expecting you to accept and take care of the affair child. It's not the child's fault, but it's also not your responsibility. NTA, what your husband did is awful. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. He knew that you wanted no part in this situation, and was being an ass about it. I hope the baby is alright. and extend that hope to you. Good luck, girl. NTA. Your soon-to-be ex-husband is a selfish turd. He is living in a fantasy world where nothing that you say or do is serious or relevant to his wants and needs. Hopefully, the CPS will give him the much-needed kick in the balls that he needs. You should submit a letter to CPS stating that you clearly stating your position and the issues of your soon-to-be ex-husband's delusions. NTA. Your husband wants to control the narrative. It is all about him. He had the affair, knocked up the other woman, and now wants to play the role of savior to the baby. And then wants to force you, his partner, to accept this pile of BS and make you bond with the child. It sucks for the baby, yes, that is true. But he has a lot of nerve telling you to act like a human being when he is a trashy one. NTA. Your husband is a piece of work. But please don't leave the baby. Stay with her until CPS or the police gets there. You don't want to get charged with child endangerment, even if your husband is acting like a complete tool. Or, better yet, move out. Although I know that's really hard to do in a house that you own. NTA. He is trying to manipulate you and pressure you into doing something you do not want. You needed to find a way to make him stop. Baby was safe all the time. He is the manipulative asshole. By act like a human being, he means that he assumes all women should and will care for men and babies, and permutations, if under duress. NTA. NTA. As long as you don't actually abandon a child and wait for CPS. NTA. But please don't leave the baby alone. Call CPS. Report him again. Let them take the baby or whatever. But don't risk a life. This baby did nothing wrong and is already in a shitty situation. Get yourself out. Get authorities involved. But don't endanger a child yourself. NTA. Not your kid. And soon not your husband. You aren't obligated to care for a bastard child you didn't have any say in adopting or creating. NTA. That's an awful situation. This man sounds deranged. Don't let yourself get in a position where he can abscond and leave the child with you. If it does happen, call police immediately. Do spend as much time absent as you can. Pack up your stuff and lock it in your room. Look for shared accommodation, or find a friend who doesn't mind you sleeping on their couch. Get out ASAP. NTA. For now, don't walk out on the baby and call CPS next time. Obviously call CPS. Just don't walk out, because that sounds like a recipe for disaster, and this situation is your husband's fault, not the baby. Continue to establish and maintain boundaries until you or your husband can leave. NTA. You have a responsibility to make sure the baby is safe if its parent won't, but you don't have a responsibility to care for it yourself. Seems like the right course of action.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.